As recreation staff, we are excited to be here today. We're here to talk about some awesome programs that we have this coming spring that we're going to launch. But first, before we get into that, we first want to introduce ourselves as a recreation team. Many of you might know some of the faces that are behind the programs that we offer. Some of you may not, because some of us are new. But let's first introduce the programming staff that is behind all the amazing efforts that go into creating programs and services for the community.
Well, my name's Mandy McLean. I'm the recreation supervisor for Brigham City. My primary focus is pickleball and tennis court sports, but I also love to hear from our community members on what they would like to see in terms of our programming and be able to roll out new opportunities for our community to be able to participate in.
Perfect. I'm Hallie Ogden. I am a sports coordinator, and right now my focus is on soccer and getting that program up and running for our community.
All right. I'm Chris Horsley. I'm the Parks and Recreation Director, and my focus is just on helping and empowering the staff and supporting them, making sure that they have everything that they need to be successful and accomplish what we intend to do for the community. So it's great to have both of you here as we dive into what we're going to talk about this morning. So it's great.
Fantastic. Thanks, Chris. So we are excited. Hallie mentioned that we are rolling out soccer programming for Brigham City. This is new and something that we haven't offered before. We're super excited to get these programs up and rolling this spring. We have 3 different offerings that we will have available, which is tot soccer, U6, and adult programs. And Hallie's going to expand on those a little bit more.
Yeah, so starting off with tot soccer, this is an instructor-led class. There's 7 different sessions that we're offering Monday through Thursday. We have a session starting at 6 o'clock and then another session starting at 7. This program goes for 6 weeks, and they're only 45-minute classes, so super short for our cute 3 and 4-year-olds in our community. During these sessions, what you can kind of expect to get from them, like I said, it was an instructor-led, so we're not doing a game format. We're going to be learning different skills, the fundamentals of soccer through different fun games like red light, green light, sharks and minnows, just other variants of already played like playground games to make sure that these little toddlers get as many touches on the ball as they can and are able to learn a little bit more about the sport.
Well, that sounds great, Hallie. You mentioned some of the activities that sound like classic childhood games like red light, green light, sharks and minnows. I'm sure that each of us probably relate to just how fun those games were and how it kept us engaged as little kids, because it's just fun and exciting and helps us get the energy out. So those are games that never get old. So I think that the kids of today are going to enjoy those games just as much as we did as kids.
Absolutely. So Hallie, kids have a lot of energy. Why not just throw these 3 and 4-year-olds out there on the field and let them have at it?
Yeah, so I think at Brigham City, we really focus on creating quality programs, and part of that is we take into consideration the different ages. And so with this age group, if we were to just throw them out into the field, they're probably just going to chase the ball in a herd. And sometimes that doesn't work for all of the kids, such as, the kids that kind of like their own personal space, or the kids that are maybe a little more shy. They're not going to be probably chasing that ball and getting as many touches. And so that's something we wanted to focus on, is making sure. So in our sessions, every kid is going to have their own ball most of the time, so that they're able to, be able to use their body and learn those body movements and body awareness. I think that's the biggest part, is just making sure they get those touches on the ball so that they are comfortable, so that then when they get a little older and we throw them into a game, then they're more confident in being able to play the game like that.
Great. Mandy, as a parent, why would you put your kid in TOTS class?
So I think it's really important for our younger generation to understand how to use their body and how to move properly in an athletic form. Fundamental skills obviously build that foundation to be able to function properly in a game format and prevent injuries. Teaching them what is expected in a game scenario is super important from the get-go. So I feel like the younger we can do that for our children helps them with their athleticism and their organization of their bodies on the field once they do get in that game format.
Well, this is great. Not only does this sound like a lot of fun, but I know it's a lot of fun. I did a soccer format like this with my kid when he was 3 and 4, and it's just some of the funner memories that I can remember of his childhood, because he was just out there having fun, kicking a soccer ball around and really learning the basics of the sport before he had to be put in a game environment. So it's really great. So what about like the 5 and 6-year-olds? So we've talked about tot soccer, but what can a 5 and 6-year-old look forward to or get excited about?
So I'll answer that one. We're trying to make this super convenient for parents and families. We know that everyone is pretty busy and having to work with those busy schedules. So for our U6 league, we're just doing a once a night. We'll have all of the kids go to our sports complex. That's where the games will be held. It's for 8 weeks, so they'll just play one game Wednesdays. Those games will start around like 6 o'clock. And we're going to have our parents help coach out. For this league, it's a practice and then game format. So they'll do a 25-minute practice and then play a game for 24 minutes.
We really rely heavily on our coaches and our volunteers. We couldn't do this without them. And Hallie mentioned that volunteers and coaching is super important. We have a coach's corner. So if you are interested in coaching, but maybe you're a little intimidated or you don't feel that you know all of the skills that are required to be able to coach and obviously teach the children, we have a fantastic coach's corner that will give you a lot of great content. So once your coaching requirements are fulfilled, which are on our website, you'll be able to gain all of that knowledge there so that you can feel confident on the field with the children that you are coaching. And really our goal is just to make it fun and exciting for the kids, even if they're not learning everything that you could possibly teach them in a season, because it is only 8 weeks. We just love to have you out there and having fun with the kids so that they create great memories.
Yeah, and I think one of the keys is that as a parent coach, you don't have to come in with expectations that you have all this coaching knowledge, or else you're going to fail, because they're 6-year-olds, they're 5 and 6-year-olds. So really, if you're enthusiastic and you you like being around kids, and you're able to coach in that manner, like really, that's all we're looking for. So it's great if you can come out and coach. We'd love to have you. So, soccer is just going to be really fun. We offer a lot of recreation experiences to our community for different ages, but obviously a lot of what we do is for kids. But I'm an adult. What if I want to have my playtime? Is there an opportunity for me, or am I past my prime? Like, can I still be a professional soccer player or professional something, or at least play recreationally?
Yeah, so Chris, I'm so glad you asked that question. We have some fantastic offerings for our adults. In terms of soccer, we are doing co-ed, women's and men's. And if you don't have a team or know the individuals that you would like to put together on a team, we have an independent registration opportunity on our website. So you can register as an independent instead of a team. The offerings that we have this year in terms of co-ed will be on Mondays, and then men's and women's will be on Thursdays. Our first games start at 6:30, so you have plenty of time to get off work and get to the field and be able to play with lots of different people and meet new people. I think that's super important for our community and our adults. Obviously, kids are our focus a lot of times as parents, but it's super important to be able to get out for a date night with your wife and do co-ed, or just have a night out to yourself in our adult opportunities that we have. So super excited about being able to offer that this year.
Yeah. And like Mandy mentioned, like if you're sitting on the fence thinking, I want to play, but I don't have that team or whatnot, don't hesitate. Come forward as an individual, because the ball has to start rolling somewhere.
Exactly.
And if everybody sits on the fence and nobody tries to sign up, then it won't be successful. So if you have a hunch or you know somebody, like just come and sign up.
So we're super excited about this soccer season and for this spring rolling out these programs. It's great. It's a great addition to the community and different audiences, of course. So Chris, what does the future of Brigham City soccer look like?
So if you have a 5 and 6 year old or a 3 and 4 year old, or you're an adult, we have stuff for you this spring. But we have a plan to grow and phase in additional age groups. So starting this fall, we're going to introduce our U8 program. We're hoping to have 6 teams, and the U8s, they're going to play on a 4-on-4 game format compared to the 3-on-3. But we'll have the U8s, and that's in addition to our U6s and our tots. So we'll offer all 3 in the fall. But the U8s will be launched, and then in the spring of next year, we're looking to add the U10 and then U12. We see it as an opportunity to establish a quality organized program, and as we do it in phases, we have greater power to have it built on quality. But then it also allows us to grow with the program, because as kids age out of like U6s, now they have a place to go into U8s, and as they age out of the U8s, we'll launch our U10 program. So we see it as a phased approach that allows us to meet our goals and objectives and really provide for the community. All right, so that's kind of the wrap of what we are going to be doing with these soccer programs this spring. We're super excited, and again, we have amazing staff that is the drive behind us, the drive behind all of this. So we couldn't do it without amazing staff to make this happen, but we also couldn't do it without the amazing community residents supporting us and looking to us for creating program opportunities. So please come out and support it. But we also have a special guest that's going to be joining us, and so we want to welcome that guest.
Hi.
How come you're not wearing blue? We keep doing everything twice around here.
All right. Well, good morning, Mayor Bott.
Morning, Chris, Amanda.
Hi.
And I forget your name.
Hallie.
Hallie. That should be easy for me.
Well, thanks for taking time out of your busy day. In one day, I'm sure you bounce around from a lot of different buildings, a lot of different environments.
You give me way too much credit, Chris.
Well, we appreciate you taking time to be here with us. So we're talking about something fun today. We've introduced our soccer program that we're going to launch this spring.
Yeah.
That we're super excited about. But we thought it would be fun for the community to get to know, if any, soccer experiences that you have had. So that first posed question is, did you play soccer as a kid, and at what age did you start playing?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. So when I probably started playing probably when I was 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 years old. I remember playing those. We lived in North Salt Lake at the time, and I also played t-ball, so it was between the two. I had a spring and a fall, but I really loved them. In fact, my coach was an immigrant from Brazil, was a Brazilian soccer player, so it was really kind of cool. I didn't know that at that time, but I look back on it now, I'm all, hey, Augie was cool. But so from like 6 or 7, when we moved to North Salt Lake until we moved up to Paul, Idaho, which unfortunately, you coming from Idaho, back then in the early 80s, there was no soccer in Idaho, at least in Paul, Idaho. So then I was exclusively baseball and never played soccer again. So,
All right.
but it was AYSO as well down there. I remember we having the reversible jerseys and always winning trophies because I'm freaking awesome. But but it's not an individual sport, right? It's a team sport. So my
Correct.
team was good and it was coached really well.
All right. Well, yeah, we just have some additional questions that we're just kind of throw at you. We'll just kind of go round robin with Hallie and you
Yeah.
and Mandy, and we'll just kind of throw those out at you.
Who's first?
Go ahead, Hallie.
Okay. Do you have a worst game story when it comes to soccer?
I don't remember never having fun in soccer. I just remember being beat. I was a forward. I just remember not beat, like tired. But I just remember I was always, for some reason, the forward. And I do remember running a lot. Always running, always running. In fact, when I got up to Idaho, this is me bragging, I was literally the fastest kid in Paul Elementary. And I attribute that to just running around in soccer. And they would just play football and baseball up there. And so it wasn't until Reuben, 5th grade, ticked me off. He beat me finally, but yeah, I was like literally the fastest kid in school. They'd have races and stuff like that. Ruben and I became good friends, but yeah, he was the only one that was faster than me. But I don't ever remember. I looked forward to it. I loved it. I loved the running. I loved everything about it. I hate running now.
So you mentioned, is it Augie?
Yeah.
Your coach. So what is it about your experience with him that made it influential for you in your soccer days? Like, do you remember anything about him or his teachings that have stuck with you?
Not so much on the field. What I remember about Augie was just the personal being there. He would, and I don't know whether because he lived in my neighborhood being that young, I don't know, but I know he would come over to my house quite often and talk with my parents and me, and then practices were just always fun. And I don't know that he did anything to be fun. I don't remember drills so much, but I just remember playing, and it was just a lot of fun learning how to kick a ball and the defenses and offenses and stuff like that, which at that age, they're non-existent. It's like just put the ball in the goal. So,
Oh, that's great. So you mentioned Ruben, who finally beat you in 5th grade.
yeah, sucker.
What are you still friends with people today that you played with, be it soccer when you got older? But do you still have friendships today that were stemmed from playing sports as a youth?
We moved around way too much. And so between North Salt Lake and Idaho and here, by the time I was in high school at age 16, we'd moved around. And it was just basically going from a better home to a better home, as my parents moved up. But not really, not sports-wise until high school. Once I got into high school, and I didn't play soccer in high school, but I did wrestle and play football. And so my wrestling friends, we still not get together, but yeah, we see each other every once in a while. But I would imagine that if I stayed in one place up until I got married and moved away or went to college or something like that, more than likely that it'd be a real tight group. So, because I see that with the kids and that I grew up, that when I finally got up here, those kids that played football together or wrestled or played baseball or soccer, yeah, they seem to have that connection that I never had with folks.
Great.
That's a great question. No, I know coaching. When my kids started, I that was one of my things that I want. My dad was a fantastic coach, in my opinion. He always took the scraps because we seemed to always move in at the end of the signups or after the signups into a community. And so my dad wanted us to be involved in sports, and so he'd always go in and say, "Listen, I want to coach baseball or I want to coach basketball, and give me whoever you turned away as long as I can have my boys on my team." And it seemed. My recollection may not be true, but my recollection is that we were always really good because I feel like my dad he was able to coach the team he had. He'd put us in the positions and make us successful, and he was really personal. He got to be friends with all the kids, and I like to think that I garnered that same type of an attitude. So when my kids started playing, I wanted to coach. So I helped, I encouraged my kids to play. I coached soccer when my oldest, which it didn't take. She liked to read more. Not that that's bad, but soccer didn't take with her. Actually, any sport didn't take with her. My other 3 kids, yes. But yeah, so I coached baseball, basketball, soccer, lacrosse, and then helped with wrestling for a little bit when they were coming up.
That's great.
So, how did playing recreational sports kind of impact who you are today?
You know what? I think one thing that, for me, I learned how to lose. But also I learned how to win, because you can be a jerk either way. Either take it out because you've lost, or you're really arrogant because you win. And so I was able to go through those emotions with my parents, especially because my brother seemed to always be on an opposite team. He's younger than me. But I remember I always had the trophies because my teams seemed to be always good, and my brother didn't have any. And so my parents would make me share my trophies with him so that he would feel good. Now, if my brother sees this, he may remember and deny it, but it's true. I don't care what he says. But no, so it helped me navigate both those emotions of winning and losing, but also just building up the people on the team as well. So if somebody wasn't being successful as a player, then I learned how to rally around them and to elevate them so that we could all win. And I did not have a hard time making friends, because we get into gym class, and because I was okay at certain things. The first time I went up and stuffed a bigger kid in volleyball and blocked a spike or something, they're all, oh, okay, this guy's cool. So all of a sudden I had friends. And so that's what I got out of sports. For me, it was field leveling. No matter where I moved to, as long as I could be decent at sports, then I had a group of friends, or at least a group of people that wouldn't pick on me.
That's fair.
Yeah. So yeah, that's for me. That's what sports growing up represented, was an equalization for me in friendships, because we did move around so much, different schools.
Awesome.
So, favorite jersey number or
13.
color? Okay, and why?
I don't know.
Lucky 13?
It may have been randomly given to me as soccer, and so it became my lucky number, but it was always 13. I always
Okay.
wanted to be 13. And
Interesting.
yeah,
So, do you recall, was it soccer that you got 13?
I think so.
So then, as you played high school basketball and other baseball,
Okay,
did
I'm
you
too
wear
short to play
13?
high school basketball. But yeah, I tried to get 13. If I could, 13 was easier to get than my last name spelled correctly for some reason. I was always Bott, Butts, Bolt. I never had the correct spelling on any of my jerseys growing up.
Oh,
Well, speaking of jerseys, Chris, we do have our
I love it.
new blue jerseys this year. So we will have that included on the registration for our soccer programming, and included in the pricing. But if you played flag football with us this past fall, then it will be an option for you to get it. So just keep that in mind when you're registering.
okay. So, last question I have for you is so today, compared to when we were kids, it wasn't common at all. But today, the new trend is walk-up songs. In youth sports, they play that song when you walk up to the plate. If you could go back to 19, and we'll leave it blank because I don't
That's
want to
okay,
make
76.
Okay.
I don't care. People know how old I am.
If you could go back to 1976, what would be your walk-up song?
Boy, I don't know. Back then, my parents only listened. So my mom loved the Beach Boys and Anne Murray, and my dad was outlaw country. And so until we moved up to Idaho and got on a bus and actually heard pop music, me and my brother call it bus music, by the way. Hall & Oates, that Michael Jackson, that type of stuff is bus music to us. So if I had walk-up song back then, it'd probably be The Gambler by Kenny Rogers or Rhinestone Cowboy. Those are
That's
my
a
two
good one.
favorite songs.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Well, this has been great. Well, first of all, like as recreation staff, we love your support and everything that you do for us to support us. We love everything that you do to support the community and in our efforts to try and bring programs and experiences to our community. Because we know that, as you mentioned earlier, these programs, it's not just a sport experience, it's a life experience.
Absolutely.
There's so many intangible things that can come from it, and that's why we really are excited to launch another way for us to offer a program to the community, because we know there's a lot of benefits that come from it. So we just appreciate that. We appreciate you being here. Is there anything else that was on your mind that we haven't talked about or got to in relation to maybe sport, soccer?
You know what? That's a really good question, because I just was thinking to myself, if I was to give any advice, it'd probably be to parents, because I've been on both sides of the out of bounds line. I've been on the inside coaching, I've been on the outside parenting, and I'd say if you're on the field coaching, then coach the individual and build the individual up. Winning will come, in my opinion, when you build the people, the kids that you're coaching. Winning will happen, but or losing. But if they leave after having you as a coach and they don't feel like they're a better person, then I feel like I failed. If I'm on the other side as a parent, I'd say shut the heck up until you get home and then parent your kids. Don't do it on the sideline. Let the coach do it so that there's a chain of command there, and then when you get home, you can talk to them and coach them up there, where they've had a good game and you can teach them how to be a good winner, or they've had a bad game and you can teach them how to deal with loss.
All right. No, that's great advice. So thanks again for being here today.
Yeah.
For those of you that are watching this, we hope, from Hallie and Mandy and myself, we just appreciate your guys' interest and support in our recreation programs, and we would invite you in whatever capacity, be it a volunteer coach, be it enrolling your 4, 5, or 6-year-old in soccer, or if you're an adult, to get off the couch, go find some friends, and come and play soccer with us.
And mind those knees and ankles. We don't need injuries when you're coming off the couch.
Yes. And I think, did we mention that it's for the adults, it is a shortened field. So you're not playing on a full-size field. So there is hope.
Nice.
And Chris, as far as registration, it's at Brigham City activityreg.com. And then our early registration ends at the end of February. So please go on there and check out our website and all of our offerings that we have. We have things more than just soccer. So please look at those as well.
Yeah. We got the full lineup: pickleball, soccer, baseball, t-ball, softball. So there's a lot coming. And for those fall sports, for the U8 soccer that we're going to do in the fall, that'll open up in July.
Yes.
With our flag football.
Correct.
So,
Cool.
So watch for that. If you are that parent that has that 8-year-old and you're like, oh, I wanted them to play, come play with us in the fall. So
Fantastic.
And don't be afraid of late registration fees. Even if you're late, just come do it.
yes. All right. Thank you.
Thanks, you guys.
It's been fun.
Yeah.
Till next time, friends, we'll see you around. Keep taking care of our little town.